Hey, Brent, how are you doing?
Oh, awesome. Let's just go ahead and go live. Don't even give me a heads up or anything. Just go ahead and click that button. It's okay.
Just did it. So are we? How's my audio? Is it okay, or do I need to change microphones? How's
The dulcet tones of Mike Simmons are coming through just fine.
so the we were just talking about the movie Up. Um, what's your favorite? What are some things that stand out when you think of the movie, or when you even just hear or see my shirt with Doug on it? Like, what's something that
I
jumps out at you?
just the first thing that I always think of when I think of movies is just the fact that it's my superpower is I have all of these movie quotes in my head and they just randomly surface for no apparent reason at the most inopportune times, and I just always just have this urge to use them. I'm like, listen, if it's going to pop into my head, it's there for a reason, so I need to share it.
Well, they stick, and there are things that we can relate to. Like we can go, we can
It's got to be something, but there's learning attached to it. There's definitely learning, and most of the movies, I'll admit, are pre-internet. And so that's all you did as a kid was go to movies, and then when you're hanging out with your friends, you're talking about movies, so you're basically walking through the movie and all of the great quotes over and over and over again. So there's an element of spaced repetition involved that I just don't think people have anymore. I don't know, maybe they do, I don't know.
So we were just talking before we hit the mic on, and then I pushed the button because we wanted to hit this time at 6.
Yeah,
Is the amount of time that it between when the movie starts and when the first words are spoken. And what'd you say that it was?
I thought it was like 18 minutes. I remember it just being something. It hadn't been done in movies before, especially not in cartoons.
Yeah, well, and not in movies where I mean, there was a time way back in the day when they did silent pictures.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, so
I meant on purpose as a design element, as like,
it was
with
so
intention.
it hit me last night, and like eyes watering type stuff from an emotional perspective, because
Yeah.
there are so many different things that you see in the journey that happens, and it's 10 minutes and 47 seconds.
Okay.
So with the in that 10-minute and 47-second period, there's very little dialogue,
Yeah.
and Ellie, the girl that Carl meets, is the one who has the majority of the dialogue. And one of the things that she says is, um, "You don't talk much. I like you." And it's like this. So there's this relationship that's kind of built, and this story that's told. And if you've not watched the movie in some time, go watch it. If you've never watched the movie, go
Oh,
watch it. And
if you've never seen Up, good gravy. You've missed out on something spectacular. Yeah.
so, yeah, 10 minutes and 47 seconds of storytelling without a lot of words, and and it will take you on the roller coaster. So,
Yeah. But I
while
mean,
I was watching up, I was sending you text or commenting to you on LinkedIn posts to be like, "Hey, Brent, this might be good for the news." Did you see any of those things yesterday?
I didn't see any of those. If you were commenting them on LinkedIn, I wasn't seeing it. I always see your texts, but I didn't see anything on
I
LinkedIn
think I
talking.
think it was in LinkedIn. So we'll do. Let's see.
Were you
Um,
DMing me or were you commenting on a post?
Well, I gotta. It's Cindy Huggett had a post yesterday, and I am looking to see.
I saw her
Check your
first thing this
notifications and
morning.
see if you see it, huh?
I saw her first thing this morning in a post.
Yeah, this was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. We'll find those again. Brett and I will continue to work on getting better in the in those news pieces. But you get to see us work out loud, and actually, maybe that's part of the allure and the charm is that you welcome to our brains for a period of time. Be careful how much time you spend.
Yes, this is why we try to cut it off, shorter than an hour, so we don't contaminate your day. Yeah, so there's a million places that I could go with this, and this early in the morning, and I'm only on coffee too. I'm not too sure which direction to take this, boy.
Here we go. I've got the post up there, and
Oh, good.
basically it was so the background was Cindy posted. So shout out to Cindy Huggett, who when we were at DevLearn earlier this year. I say we because both Brent and I were there, and a couple of other folks. What about like 4,000 other folks or
Like
something like
4,000 other folks or so, something, I guess. Yeah.
including Sean. And Cindy, Sean, and I went to the Islanders Knights game, and Cindy hung out with us for a little bit of time. I'm going to just hit share and show this off, and then I know you've got some stuff from an event you went to yesterday, but check this out.
I'm looking. Oh, yes, that's the one I did see. Yeah.
So how cool is this?
I have to copy this though first.
So Notebook LM and using the infographic feature in Notebook LM, and we're messing around a little bit with Notebook LM on doing a couple of different things. And the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner image really pops when you put it into widescreen.
Nice, right?
that is awesome.
I was in a phone call yesterday, and I was talking with Mark Shepard. And the first thing he said when we got connected on Google Meet was, "Oh, that background's awesome! It's got a total Roadrunner vibe going on to it." I'm like, "Yeah, that's exactly how I got it."
It is absolutely awesome. What we're doing, and we've done a couple of different times, we're still trying to figure it out. It's just like a workflow kind of thing, and you're seeing this working out loud stuff kind of come together. But what we've got, it takes a little bit of time for the live version of this to be rendered properly in YouTube, and then the transcript to come out of it. And so given that the transcript's not there, it's hard for Notebook LM to do anything with it just yet, but we've used it to help with a couple of thumbnails. And if you missed the episode or the conversation a couple of days ago, you can go back and see some of the work that we're doing around that. And then you'll see these thumbnails get updated on my YouTube channel, and then Brent's as he continues to work in different ways that we're distributing this. But here's something that I think is really, really cool. Being able to actually visualize the information inside Notebook LM.
Yes. And that's the thing, is that I haven't been using Notebook LM as much as I probably should, because I just do everything within the Gemini prompt. So you can tell it to just click the image setting, and so then it automatically switches to the Nano Banana thing. You could switch it to video, and it automatically switches you to the Vio 3 or the Neo Vo 3 or whatever their video engine is. So I've just been doing that. But yes, I know. The only reason why I haven't really fully gotten Notebook LM into an automated groove and automatically going in and using that is that the interface is different, and it felt like the original purpose of it was to make those audio podcasts where you could get two fake voices talking to each other, which was really cool, by the way, when it first came out. But I didn't have a real use for it at the time. I wasn't posting audio. I wasn't posting anything to my YouTube channel, anything like that. And so I just haven't used it. And you have to feed Notebook LM too, right? You have to put stuff into it in order for it to have something to work with. And I hadn't had anything to put into it either. So, but now I do. And so I just keep forgetting to go back. I just drop everything into Gemini. So anyways, that's my story.
Well, and so Wendy highlights a couple of different things. Like it didn't do everything for her, but it helped with the first, call it 75 yards or 75% or 3/4 of the thing.
Yes.
And then you go in there and you fix the stuff. You go in there and you clean things up. Speaking of going in there and cleaning things up, you remember a couple of days ago we talked about and I'm going to stop sharing this, but a couple of days ago we talked about the how cool Nano Banana was with the image that it did, which was a little bit didn't have as much color to it, and then it took the prompt. I added that prompt. Hey, please add more color to it. Then Brent giving me crap for saying please to the machine, but whatever. I want to make sure I build a good relationship, some rapport as we go through this. So the
You're using tokens.
but I didn't. Yeah, this is true. I'm taking away. I'm using more energy than is
Yes, you're
necessary.
burnt and you're wasting water. Stop it.
Inefficient. There are starving kids in China. Like eat your food. Like this is. So as we go through and put the color on it, what it actually did with the image is it changed some of the words and misspelled some of the words in the non-colorized version. And I didn't notice this until Sean looked at it. So I didn't notice it. Sean was the one who saw it. In the non-colorized version, the words were correct. It didn't have the typos in there. But in the updated version where it added color, it hallucinated and put different characters in there. How insane is that? And if you don't believe me, look at the post from earlier this week and you can see it. I can't go in and edit the pictures. I completely missed it. It was right there in front of me.
Yeah.
The detail, but thinking that it did such a good job just adding color to the original thing, it recreated it and made up its own words. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's supposed to have kind of fixed that, but it's way better than it used to be. Obviously, I mean, yeah. I mean, we had this conversation last night at the Docebo dinner. You were talking about all the changes and everything that was going on. And yeah, it's the thing that I loved about it. I gave this background. I talked a little bit about it as an example of how it finally will listen to you when you say, don't touch anything else about the image. I love what you've done. Right? You used to say that and say, hold everything, but just change this one thing. Right. But then it would come back, but it would be a totally different picture. And it had like reimagined the whole entire thing. And you're like, no, I told you don't, And so that was the cool thing about using this graphic, because for those of you that have been watching us, which is 0 from the beginning, except for Craig, maybe.
Shout out to Craig.
Yeah, if you go back to 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, and watch, the colors are a little bit more faded, but it's the same image. All I did was drop the image in and I said, hey, use this image as a baseline. Don't, and then first I just said, add more color or make it more colorful or something like that. And so it did, it brightened it up. And I'm like, but it didn't change the image at all. And I'm like, that's cool. And then that's when I thought of the whole, it'd be really cool. It's such a cool scene. It looks like a Roadrunner scene. I'm like, then the next one was just create a version that is in the style of a Roadrunner cartoon. And that's how this one that's currently up got created. So, although Mark did have some suggestions, he said prompt it to see if you can get, like a boulder that's teetering on a pointy rock, that's just that's up there, and maybe have a hole in the road with a little coyote tail sticking out of it,
It is. And Wendy, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hi, Wendy.
She experienced this last night with diagrams as well. So yeah, we're all kind of getting our own experiences as we go through it. I think it's pretty cool how people can collaborate with something like this. Like, let's level it up. And it's the coolest, the thing that I like about this is, Brent, if you drew that scene and then someone was like, you know what you could do to make that a little bit better, your response is a little bit different if you're the one who put your heart and soul into drawing that thing than if you're like, you know what, you're right, the machine did that. I'm just going to go in there and reprompt this thing and see what happens. There's just a difference. So there's this a level of collaboration
Yeah.
and comfort with feedback and interaction that starts to change. And you can share that image with Mark and say, "Hey, Mark, why don't you see what you can do with it?" So, like, take take this image and add to it. So,
Yeah,
very,
and
very cool stuff.
well, that's a cool thing to kind of like tie it all together with learning and development, right? This is how AI helps, our process and to change a little bit of how we work, but more not in a bad way like everybody thinks. This is good. This is really good. And when you're, everybody has experienced the sort of 11th hour project review meeting where you've done your due diligence as a project manager or whatever, and you've gone through all the review cycles and you've asked, is this color palette correct, is this image correct, is this the style you're looking for, are these all the things? And inevitably there's an executive or a CEO or somebody that decides, oh geez, either we're getting close to being done and I have to write that $10,000 check to close this thing out. I better be in this last meeting. And then to make it look like I know what I'm doing, and to be important, I better tell them to change some stuff so that, I just look good. So it's like, can you change that little, that color to blue instead of red or whatever? And you're like, what the
Come on, people don't really do that stuff, do they really?
Oh no, I've never run into that ever, ever, ever. But yeah, but now you're right. It's like, oh, I'm gonna change the color. Okay, cool. We just drop in there. I'll take care of that right now. Hold on a second. Prompt it, put it back in. Okay, how's that? Which one do you like better, Mister CEO?
So, how was the,
Shouting at
how was
clouds.
yeah, how was the dinner last night or the event? So tell us about the event. So Docebo had an event, a
It
local
was
event,
great.
had something happen in town. You know, what happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, shout out to Docebo and the team, and our friend Brandon Carson reached out to me. I didn't even know they were doing these things,
Mm.
and he was like, "Hey, can you help promote the dinner we got going and invite some people?" So first person I reach out to and invite, he's like, "Oh yeah, I already got an invite," and I'm like, "What?" I thought he was asking me to kind of pull together some people just for a random dinner. I didn't realize this was like a thing that they do, which is super cool. They do it in different states, um so their marketing team had already really beat me to the punch. But so there was I didn't actually get a head count. It was maybe I will say a dozen, 15
Cool.
folks maybe. And yeah, I mean, it was the kind of thing that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Anyways, I mean, ATD's here, obviously, and there's a collection of people that participate in that. But yeah, so we talked about. I met a whole bunch of people there, and I always tell people it's like I have this big network of people in L&D, and like most of them are outside of Phoenix, and it's like I really need to get more connected with my peers and my colleagues, like in my backyard, right? So, so that it was good for that. And the cool thing is that they were very excited about it and they want to do it again. And Vic wants to do it, or he mentioned that he'd love to do it quarterly and get everyone together. So that would be super cool.
Who's Vic?
One of the sales guys.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was there. And Jay, I should be better at names and be remembering their full names, but I don't know. I may even be wrong about Vic now that I think about it. Sorry, Vic, if that's not right.
Squirrel.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what I did do though, Mike? I'm getting better at this thanks to you. I'm like, I got in my car and I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? Because Mike would want me to do this. I'm gonna take a whole bunch of notes,
Good.
because I did not do a very good job of grabbing everybody's connection and all that kind of stuff. And interestingly enough, most of the people I'm already connected to, which made it kind of weird because of the part it's like, oh yeah, you guys are already connected, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but I need to see it. I need to see your avatar. I need to like see it so that when I need to go back, I can recognize it and go, oh, because nobody looks like their avatar, when you see them in person. So it's like, I need to match the icon and the name with the face and the conversation, and then it sticks. Then it's like I have context, right? From a learning perspective, let's go there, right? It's like I build the context around the connection. So I did that a couple times, and I should have done it for everybody there, but I didn't.
The thing I'm working on getting better at events like that, and I didn't go last night, even though Brent tried a couple of times to twist my arm, and I was in a period of mental break, which ultimately meant I was walking a golf course. But um, there,
And not a mental breakdown, folks. It's like he takes a break from having his brain running 100 miles an hour by going onto the golf course and swinging a club at a tiny little ball and putting it in a little hole.
that was the day before where I had the mental breakdown on the
Yeah.
golf course, like mental and emotional breakdown. The so taking selfies at an event like that, just really quick, because
Oh,
people are open to
I
it.
should have done
People are
that.
open to it, and I suck at it. It's
Yeah.
just not. It's
I
not.
used to be
It's
so
not the
good at
thing
that kind of
that I think of.
stuff.
Yeah. So just taking a quick selfie, because now I've got the picture, and now we're in the same time and space. The other thing I like to do is, hey, give me your cell phone. I'll text it to you. So you get the picture, you get the contact, and now we're directly connected. So then, and usually what I'll do is I'll send a text, and that text will be like, hey, Brent, it's Mike, kind of thing. So
Yep.
now I've got that connection. Those are two things that if I'm on top of my game and doing things well, I'll make those things happen. Outside of that, if it's just kind of busy and hey, the your brain's firing because they're having really good conversations, you meet a couple of different people and you're doing that kind of stuff, and you get into the car and you take notes. And I'll either send text to myself, and I won't, if I don't remember names, and as I'm get a little bit older, gray hair and all that other kind of stuff, but remembering names is a little bit harder. I don't know if that's lack of sleep, if it's not eating the right stuff, whatever the thing is. But what I'll do is write down what they were wearing. So
Oh.
like um, red shirt, brown hair, and then a note, like just something like that, just something to identify, be able to connect the dots with them and the thing. And then when I'm watching what happens on social the following day, because some people will talk about it, they'll say, hey, it was great to be out at Docebo, and they'll do all of the social type stuff. Then I'll be like, oh, that's right, that's Vic wasn't Vic, Vic was Nick. And now I've got the stuff there to connect the dots to it. So there's this, we're trying, what I'm trying to do is connect the dots between the experience, the information, and the connection, and then figuring out how to make it persist afterwards. And good on you for taking some notes before you took that 2.5 hour drive back to your place.
It wasn't that long. So it was an hour and 9 minutes getting there, and then it was another hour finding parking. No, it didn't take that long, another 10 minutes or so. But now that I know where parking is next time we do it, it'll be much easier. But because I haven't been to that city center and what it's called, Cityscape, uh, in forever.
I don't
So,
even know
anyways,
where's
yeah.
Cityscape.
Squirrel. It's downtown party place. I mean, last night was Thursday, and there were people all over the place.
Yeah, well, that's a tough night. I mean, that's a bar night for ASU, right?
I mean, yeah, I mean, there were parties, people with party hats on, birthdays and stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, I remember when I was young and did crazy. I remember when I used to go out like that. It was like the first night everybody would start to party kept creeping earlier and earlier and earlier in the week. I remember there were people that I knew that were like Wednesday night was the night that you'd go out and start doing that, because there was Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, and then Friday night was fraternity party, and then Saturday football games, and then Sunday recovery, and then school was Monday, Tuesday, maybe. I'm like, how do people do that? That was totally not me, but yeah.
The Craig threw in here. I know we've got a little bit of delay between the comments and when those things when they show up on our feed. And we're working on some stuff in the background to see if we can figure out a way to solve that faster. But the comment here is a pretty good one. Could you have AI build an image off of your description of people? Imagine it's like the profile, like do the eyewitness sketch.
Oh yeah, well, we talked about that last night at the dinner. Actually, I threw it out there after I'd made a comment about something. I was like, "Here's a good exercise: go into your favorite AI and say, tell me everything you know about, and then put your name." And the room got very quiet. Everybody was like, "I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if that's going to be a good idea." and then everybody went down the rabbit hole, which was super fun. But yeah, I think staying in line with our theme that we're trying to get across and hanging out with people here every morning, just to have people play and to have fun and to ease into AI and not be freaked out by it, is an important thing for us to do. So I hope everybody's experimenting and going crazy. Craig asked, either of you get a chance to listen to my band? And I did yesterday, and I was blown away. I can't go in there and start playing yet, or else I'm going to go down a rabbit hole and I'm never going to come out. But it's good. It's really good. I mean, if you're into, hard rock, grooves kind of thing, I mean, yeah, it's too good. It is way too good. And I started thinking to myself, I wonder how many songs on my Spotify playlists are fake. And I just don't even know, because you know how you can do the randomized setting where you can tell it to throw in stuff every now and then that I haven't put into the playlist, but Spotify might think belongs in this playlist, right? And sometimes I wonder if it's like the fake songs that they're throwing in there just because the vibe is the same or something like that, yeah, it's all just crazy. Should we do the news?
Okay, we should. Craig recommended we do a Fun Day Friday AI thing. So
because every day is going to be Fun Day Friday.
we're gonna have fun as we go through it all, right? Like this is, and I think the thing. So there are two things as you're pulling up the news that jump out at me. One, the worst experience and most memorable, like it actually brings like this cringy anger to me, was when I saw David Lee Roth on Saturday Night Live do Jump in a folk music version of it.
Oh,
It was
ow.
disgusting. It was brutal, and I'm sure it was Saturday Night Live. It might have been something else.
Was it the aged version of David Lee Roth? Like,
Oh yeah, it was the aged version.
It was the old man David Lee Roth. Yeah.
And it is
horrible.
Go and do
So
a
sad.
search. Go do a search, and then
no, don't make me get cringed out.
But imagine if you took some of Craig's stuff in that he shared, and you actually said, "Give me the country western version."
Oh yeah, people have done that, and it's crazy. Yeah, there's a dude. There's a comedian guy that is basically made his whole TikTok, YouTube channel, made a career out of taking requests from people, and and he'll make songs like, what if Metallica was yacht rock, and he'll be like, hey, here's today's request, what if Anthrax was a slow jazz groove, just crazy like versions of songs, and some of them are super good. It's like, and it works. I forget this guy's name, but yeah, squirrel.
Yeah, well, and now we've got Craig who is going to do that, and Wendy added in here, like teaching her husband to use Gemini, and he was so frustrated over not being logged in first and losing his first prompt. Yeah, there are these experiences that we go through, and you're like,
Wendy, that's a great comment, Wendy. So funny.
All
Oh
right,
my
well,
gosh. Yeah.
let's get us back on track. We are now 29 minutes into this, and we're just getting to the news. So,
Oh boy. Well,
we're
it's
having
all good
fun.
stuff.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
While you do this, I'm going to go grab coffee.
All right. You're going to what? Oh, you go get coffee. Yeah. Okay. So, top headlines. Breaking news. AI skills and workforce policy. Great topic, right? Blah. But apparently it's what everybody's talking about. FedEx launches global AI workforce program. Cool. Skills are a big thing, right? The workforce Pell is finally law. A significant shift in U.S. education funding has occurred with the workforce Pell provisions becoming law. This expands federal Pell Grant eligibility, traditionally reserved for college degrees, to include short-term workforce-oriented training programs. Now, that's kind of cool.
Very
So,
cool.
funneling money towards the trades.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, very cool. Hey, now this is kind of cool. So the impact, this opens funding for L&D certifications and boot camps that lead to industry recognized credentials. This is why credentialing has become such a hot topic amongst the entrepreneur community. Now I get it. Follow the money, baby. Follow the money.
Send me a link to this one because we're
Wow.
working on something. Send me, this is one that a screenshot's just not going to do it for me, but just send
Yeah, yeah.
me, do the share kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I'll share it with you. Yep.
That's a big one to get into.
Oh my.
The
Yeah.
number of times credentialing has come up recently is pretty powerful. It's cool to hear you say that you're hearing and seeing it in the entrepreneur space.
I can't even tell you how many conversations I've had with folks that are either already running L&D companies, own L&D companies, or they are entrepreneurs that have just started looking into the L&D community as an option, or they've been in the L&D community, they got out of it for a long time, and now they're looking to build a product back in it. It's all wrapped around certifications, and it's got to be because that's where gajillions of federal dollars are going. So anyway, for some reason, it won't give me the share in the upper right.
Go down to the bottom. Down to the bottom
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
hit
Got to do the bottom share
yep,
one. Okay.
yeah, one of
Oh,
those.
it says redo. There is no share.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, it's not letting me share.
Why is that? What happens if you hit copy?
That's weird. Okay, well, it'll be there. I'll send it to you anyways. Either way.
Cool. Thanks.
So, yeah. So there's that. There's also global and strategic trends is another theme. UNESCO pushes for public sector AI training in a partnership with the Indonesian government. Announced today, UNESCO is spearheading a major initiative to train civil servants in AI literacy. So AI readiness is, it's a big thing. Everybody's trying to figure it out. Good stuff. 2025 L&D trends, growth over experience, and industry analysts are releasing their major forecast for 2025. A key theme emerging is a pivot from the employee experience focus of the pandemic years toward business growth. That's interesting. So the shift, L&D teams are being asked to prove direct ROI and tie skill building explicitly to revenue and productivity rather than just engagement. Now that's what we want to have happen. I've heard a lot of L&D folks, the L&D must do this and the L&D must do that crowd talk about it, but are businesses really the ones pushing for this finally after all these decades of us asking businesses to push for this? I don't know.
This could be an interesting conversation. I mean, one of the things
I question it. I question it, and it comes this. So okay. So here's the bias. Here's us deciding on if when you have to review where the source is coming from. It's coming from 360 Learning. So it's definitely a bias towards what L&D would like the business to be asking for and doing. But who knows? Maybe their salespeople have been talking to folks, or they did some research, and the businesses are finally asking for hey, prove that you're worth us keeping you guys around. So, well, Wendy says she agrees with it. So, yeah, awesome.
How many times have you been in a room or at a dinner table or at a bar at an event where someone said, "You know what? This would be so much better, so much easier if we just had a seat at the table."
Oh no, don't start the seat at the table conversation, Mike. Stop it.
And Mark,
Yeah.
that's the rock teetering on one of those pillows that
Yes.
just dropped right on top of Brent's head. So
I am the Wile E. Coyote that you just smashed. Thank you very much, Roadrunner. Well, let's hold that thought for a minute, and let me just get through the third section, and then we'll let our newly found crowd in the chat room tell us where we should go. Investment and events, smart education market growth. A new market report projects the global smart education and learning market will reach 1.4 trillion by 2032, driven largely by corporate funding for remote learning tools and personalized AI environments. And Illinois job training investments, more money, AWS, reInvent 2025, Amazon's massive cloud conference wraps up today in Vegas. Key takeaways for L&D include new tools for agentic AI agents that perform multi-step tasks, which will likely become a core subject for technical training in 2026. Yes, that's going to be huge in 2026, without question. So all good stuff. 3 categories then today, folks, to choose from: investment and events, global and strategic trends, and top headlines, AI skills and workforce policy. What say you? Comment room, chat room.
all right, and knowing that we've got a delay, we'll
Oh, that's right. We'll wait 2 minutes.
We'll fill up here. Should we whistle or should we get hold music, or maybe we should actually get we should have Craig's AI band play some
Give us some
play
on
some
hold
music for us.
tunage. Yeah. So that's an interesting
Speaking
thing
of that, so
too.
let's just say that you build something with an AI tool, like intro music for a podcast or a show.
Yeah. Does YouTube flag it? Do they do they
How can you use it? Like, what's
it's
fair
not in the
use?
library.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, fair use has got to be an interesting thing. I think that we'll let the lawyers deal with that because it's way outside of my scope, but it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, I think.
So again, in the chat, let us know where you want to go with the news. Which direction to go in the news?
They're probably like, "Oh man, I don't want to talk about those stupid news. Wish they'd show me how to use AI or something."
If you don't guide us, we are going to have the seat at the table conversation.
Oh my God! Please, somebody say something.
We did talk about how important how actually nice it is sometimes at Thanksgiving to sit at the kids' table. The conversations end up being a lot better there. So
yeah, right. Way more fun, right? And you get to do the hand turkey activity with the kids. Always a crowd favorite. But you know what? Okay, here we go. I won't be a curmudgeon about the seat at the table conversation because this does kind of tie together a little bit of today's theme and the Dotebo dinner and Brandon. So
there we go. We got business impact. So
okay, cool. Well, let me finish this thought real quick because it's going to haunt me now. So, and I promise I'll make it short. So, Brandon had a post. He was asking. It was kind of a seat at the table sort of conversation. It was like L&D, needs to do a lot of things, ask a lot of things. Don't remember the specific side of it, but my point was, L&D is a big group of people. A very small percentage of actual L&D practitioners have the power and authority to ask things and to make change. Most instructional designers, e-learning developers, they are the people below the L&D leadership and decision makers. They're the ones that need to be going to the business leadership. You can't put that on an instructional designer and say, instructional designer, go to the CEO and say, I wish you guys would love instructional design more, or, you change the way you ask us to do things, or give us a seat at the table, So how can the 90% of the L&D industry help you all, the leadership. How can we help you? Instead of us burdening ourselves with, we need to get a seat at the table and we need to be more important and we need to prove ourselves. How can our manager and our manager's manager, how can we help them do that? Because there is a proper chain of command, no matter what anybody says. C-level executives don't give any farts about how the sausage is made, instructional design, micro learn, whatever the latest trend is and how we're doing things. And we need more money to be able to measure, blah, blah, blah. So the new question out there should be, how can we as a massive community of professionals help you, the small, tiny little community of CLOs, directors? How can we help you have those conversations and be better prepared and to get that kind of work done? Because that's their job, not the team member, not the individual contributor. Unless you're a one-man band, then all bets are off. So there, I finished that thought. Moving on.
Would you like to know the answer?
Would I like to know the answer? Is there an answer?
There is.
Well, go. I need to hear it.
It actually ties directly to this business impact discussion.
Right? Oh, good. Okay.
That Wendy had highlighted. And she just added in another comment in here around IOP. So, integrated operating plan is typically what I think of when seeing IOP. And Wendy, correct me if I've got the acronym wrong, or if there's a different way to look at that. But it's basically, so if you understand the broader goals and objectives of the business, and you can align the thing that you're looking to do, your objective, with that objective, the conversation will be lubed up a little bit more and will have less friction, and will be, you'll be able to create a better connection there. The thing that I think a lot of us forget about, and there's an exercise that you can go through it. The exercise or the tool that you could apply is called 4 ways of seeing. What we forget is everybody has a different perspective of the way that they're looking at the challenge that exists inside the. I'm going to put this one up there only because it's good to see this.
You're not correct all that often.
Not all that often. So it happens every once in a while. So you got to celebrate it when it does. But if you look at, just take a look at 4 ways of seeing. We're not going to get into the detail behind it, but it's a red teaming exercise, and it accelerates empathy and helps you see things through the eyes of others. If you see the world of the business through the eyes of the people who are operating the business, then you can either create a high level of clarity around why the thing you're asking for makes sense and is important and will ultimately drive impact in the business. Or, this is going to hurt a lot of people, maybe your idea sucks. Maybe it's just not the right time. Maybe it's just not the right place for you to integrate this thing because of all of the other things that are going on inside the business. Because even though it's your priority and it's really important to you, it may not necessarily be the priority of the organization.
Right. Well, and this is the business acumen that a lot of people coming into the industry for the first time on a training team, excited about being a newly branded instructional designer, newly certified ID or e-learning developer, and whatnot. And this is why I don't think we can put that kind of pressure on them, is that they just don't know that. All that stuff that you just said, it's very obvious to me. We've had those conversations before. I talked to other people that have been in the industry for a while. They learn that. I would say most people that are new, maybe 5 years max, and that's the majority of people these days, are very young, very still green in the industry. They haven't They haven't quite understood that yet. They know they have a skill. They're knowing they're being asked to build something, but they haven't quite figured out yet that they should be looking at what are the business goals, what are the things, and all that kind of stuff. So this is
Yeah,
where we need to help.
what do they not know though? Because I think this is really important. So like don't know that they should be looking at it, don't know how to look at it, don't know what. Like what's the thing that they don't know?
The thing that they don't know is that they're just young and they don't know that they even that nobody told them in their training program or whatever they got
Yeah.
when they got trained up to do the job, whether it was a master's degree or whatever.
Yep.
Nobody teaches you about that.
Mm,
All you're taught is this is this is how you design instruction.
yeah.
Corporations need instructions design. They need training design. People need to be trained. You go, somebody tells you what needs to be trained. You shift into instructional design gear and you go interview people and you do your analysis and then you do your design. You follow the ADDIE model. You know, you're trained to do all these things. And all you want to do is do those things. You love it. You're engaged in it. You don't, as much as the CEO doesn't care about how you make the sausage, those brand new people don't care about how the business makes the sausage, makes the money, and does all that. Now, they should. Absolutely. You're right. But I'm just saying the reality. The people that come into the industry just love what they do. They want to help people. They're teachers at heart. A lot of them used to be former teachers and have now converted to corporate training. And there's just all of that. So, you know, we need to be available to them to help them start to understand that this is a different world. You're not just a teacher. When you're in the business world, if you want to keep your job, you need to help the business see the value and understand get some business acumen and be active in helping the business. You've got to understand how it all works, or else this is where you get laid off and you lose the job or whatever, and you're like, I don't understand what happened. We build the greatest stuff, and it's like, yeah, but did you tie that cool stuff that you built back to the business? Did you tell anybody how much money that saved? Or, could you maybe have not built the $50,000 product, maybe build the $10,000 product and still gotten the same results? Did you measure it? Did you measure it against the business and the money side of it? And most people don't think of it like that. They just don't.
Yeah. So here's the back in the day kind of thing to look at as you go through, right? The they don't need to be told that this is how they can do it or how they should do it or how to do it or any of those kind of things. What they need to do, my view of this, is just think about any other time that you've provided influence in your life. How did you influence your parents when you wanted the new t-shirt or the new sweatshirt or to be able to borrow the car to go out and go hang out with your friends? Like, what was the thing that you did back then? Because everybody has had that kind of experience. Everybody has been let down because they didn't get what they wanted. Everybody has felt the euphoria of getting what they wanted. There are different ways, shapes, and forms that you do it and kind of play that game. But remember, it is all still a game. Now, here's the challenge.
Yeah.
It's a game that has super, super, super high stakes, meaning you still have to live in your house and you've got to pay the bills and you've got to do all of these other things that are out there. Let's not make it as complicated as it kind of feels as we're going through it. And here's the point, just to pull it back together relative to the business acumen piece. When you ask questions, sit back and listen, you learn. When you ask the follow-up question, you go a little bit deeper and you demonstrate curiosity and you get people to be more engaged in the conversation. And we've talked about it before, that hexagon. And it's one of the things that I get picked up at for these, or been picked up a couple of times for the guild events to speak and do those breakout sessions. It's around how do you align, how do you get to the yes inside your organization? How do you justify the investment on that side? It's through connecting the dots between the problem, the business problem, the impact that business problem has, like why it's important to solve the business impact, how we're doing it today and how we might do it in the future, and then the risk associated with not being able to accomplish that. And it's just, it's, if you just ask these questions, which we all did back in school: what, who, why, how, when, what's next? Like, just ask those questions. You'll be able to kind of work through it.
Yeah.
A couple of different comments have been dropped in here.
Great
Um,
comments, Wendy. Thank you so much for hanging out and sharing. And Craig, too. You're, both of you, fantastic. Thanks for hanging out.
What, and check out the Craig stuff on the copyright piece. So one of the things he added in there is that if you're doing paid, then you've got it. If you're not doing a paid, if you're using a free version, then you're the product and you're contributing to that thing. So
Yeah,
there's pay the $20 or the $50 or the whatever bucks it is a month to
it's
be able
always
to do some of
bugs.
that kind of stuff. Brent, you got me fired up with the business acumen conversation today. Thanks for getting me excited on a on a Friday morning. Wendy, Craig, thanks for being here. I think we're getting, well, I just got the alert of a call that I got to get on here in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, no worries. We need to wrap
How
it
do
up.
you how do you want to wrap things up?
Yeah. Hey, we just need to tell people thanks for hanging out, Wendy, Craig, anybody else watching. It was fun last night. Again, final shout out to the Docebo folks for doing the dinner last night. That was fantastic. And we should probably do this again next week, Monday. But yeah,
I'm going to keep going with this whole same bat time, same bat channel until Warner Brothers tells us to stop.
until it's, as long as we got that theme going, might as well. That's all, folks.
Someone grab a clip of that. That is going to be our exit. So awesome. Brent, I will see you again on Monday if we don't talk between now and then.
Absolutely.
Have a good
Adios,
weekend,
everybody.
man. All right. I'm still working